So I'll just say welcome to Three Guys Chillin. I'm Robert.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dominic. Ah,
Good job.
we didn't plan that, by the way.
Yeah. And we're Three Guys Chillin. So yeah.
Go on, Robert.
So we're
You're the head of the ship now. You're the captain. You got to lead us into that.
into that booty.
Go on.
We are a podcast. We're three guys. We like to chill.
Correct.
Usually
So
talk about
far. Good
movies.
job.
Usually talk about movies. This week we're having a look at Night of the Creeps, a movie from 1986, a classic cult horror film. And yeah, did that please you, Master?
Very nice. It did. I might even promote you to Rear Admiral for that effort.
Yes.
Well done, Robert. Yes, everything you said was correct. So we usually start with our little 5-second reviews, where we, 5-word reviews, where we talk about our thoughts on the film in 5 words or less. I don't know. Who started last time?
Josh did.
I don't know.
I'll go.
Okay, Robert.
I don't know what to think. Shit, that's 6. I don't know what to think. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Might have to be. I found it very enjoyable, surprisingly fun.
Okay. Hilarious. Hilariously, lame and great. Hilariously lame and great. That's what I thought. I thought it was quite humorous.
Okay, so basically the film is like this old horror movie, sort of like a homage to a lot of the horror movies, like especially the beginning.
Well, all of the names. Do you know that all of the names? Everyone has a last name of a famous. Everyone has the last name of a famous horror film director. Cameron, Raimi. I can't remember any of the other ones, but you know. I just remember that reading that.
I read actually before I watched it that the guy who directed it, he was also the guy who wrote the script for it, and he tried to write in as many cliches as he could possibly think of for this movie. As a,
he succeeded.
There's even there's even 80s boob scenes.
Yeah, just like
which is pretty cliche for those types of movies in the 80s.
So I guess we should start with. Okay, so I really liked the beginning. Is there anything we didn't like about it, or is this going to be another one of the Mummy? This is going to be a rehash of the Mummy, where we just all were sitting in agreement.
Well,
I don't think there's anything I didn't like in it at all. Actually, yeah, I think in its own way it was very entertaining and good, hilarious. Like I said,
killed off the
earlier.
comic relief guy.
I didn't like that, but yeah, CJ. Was it C?
Topical.
JC. JC.
It got very topical because I was reading that he was meant to be like a gay character.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I noticed some freaking like more than a bromance between him and Chris.
He's meant to actually be gay. So you know, topical, man. Throwing in some hot topics.
Film is breaking boundaries, yo. No wonder it didn't get seen by the masses. It's too ahead of its time. That's why. Oh. Robert, were you about to say something?
I was, but I forgot what I was going to say.
Great. Well, that's it for us. Good night, everybody. We're Three Guys Chillin.
Later, dude.
Yes, we should talk about. Okay, so basically, there's these head things. There's these leech things that. So that was the greatest beginning to a movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
The greatest introduction.
It's like they mixed up the footage to a different movie at the beginning.
So literally the first scene is just a bunch of weird guys in alien prosthetics running through like a spaceship, and they're like shooting it, and that was amazing. So this alien thing lands on Earth, and yeah, and then cliched, go out into the woods. Girl gets axed.
The two teenagers sitting in the car at the top of the hill.
Yeah, at the what is
Axe
it? The
murderers.
point. They call it the point. So the typical thing in those types of movies.
Yeah, and then
get killed.
Indeed. There's a cut to modern day. But yeah, so there's like basically this guy has to defend the place from these leech monsters that explode your head.
And they incubate in your brain.
No,
they
get
breed
into
and then
mouth,
incubate.
and then they do that.
Yeah, they get into your mouth, they go up into your brain, they breed, and then they incubate, and then they burst out.
They breed, they just lay eggs, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? It's
still
freaking
pretty
ridiculous.
awesome. How come no movies use that anymore? Like, it's like an 80s thing to have like a slug that crawls into your brain and, it's all like...
turns you into a zombie.
Or, yeah.
Oh, man. Did you notice
movies
like
don't do that anymore?
The frat? Did you notice
really
cool. The frat boy names?
Yeah, stuff like
that blonde. That one dude was named Brad.
Oh yeah. That's great. Brad. And then we get to another great cliche, which is the Detective Cameron, Officer Cameron.
Yes.
He was awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
He was great, wasn't he? What a legend.
Every time he was just about to do some... Every time he walked onto a crime scene, they basically use the same scene. It's him, like, sticking the cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, he's just, like, constantly smoking.
And then every time the first officer asks him a question, he goes... something or rather. It's fantastic.
That was so good. And he has the best one in the movie, which...
Is it Detective Cameron? No, it's Bogues over the cloud. Some shit like that.
Like the best one in the movie he had, which was like, what was it? It was like, girls, your dates are here. The bad news is...
good news.
They're dead.
The good news is your dates are here. The bad news, they're dead.
Yeah.
I still like later, dude. This is a better line. That was a classic liner.
I thought one of the most hilarious bits of the movie was when he goes to the police armory and is just like, "Could I have a flamethrower?" And the guy's like, "Hey, yeah, sure, dude. You can have this flamethrower that we just randomly have out in the back of a police armory."
Yeah.
He takes the kid to the armory and he's like, flamethrower.
It's great.
Oh god.
Basically pulls a flamethrower out of nowhere and just hands it to
I
this
know.
guy.
He just has one, eh?
And it was just gonna hand it to him, and then he goes, "Hey, do you have the papers?"
Yeah, better not forget those. He might get in trouble.
Yeah.
You have a flamethrower,
So apparently-
but better not forget to ask for the papers.
Yeah. So apparently there's multiple endings to this. Josh, you were telling me. So I've only seen one of them.
I've seen
the
both
ending
of
that
them.
I saw. The ending that I saw was in the end, the police officer actually walks out of the exploded house, falls over, brain slugs burst out. They enter a graveyard, and then an alien mothership flies overhead.
Comes. Yes.
Well, what?
Yeah, that's the first one I saw.
I
The
didn't
other
see that
one
ending.
is
Hang on, I got this.
Explain the other ending for us, Robert.
Okay, thrill me, Robert.
So the other ending, the detective doesn't get out of the house. The house blows up, and all the aliens, like, presumably die in there. And all the sorority girls and the Kristen, the chick, Cindy, are outside. She's still got like a flamethrower around her for some reason. And he's got like a shotgun. And they're all celebrating, and then they start making out. And then like the dog from earlier comes up, and Cindy's like, "Oh, hey, cute little doggy," and she bends down over to it, and the slug just comes out, and that's where it ends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think I would have liked your ending better.
The
Going
alien
into the graveyard.
Yeah, that sounds way sillier.
That's so good.
The alien one was how it was meant to be ended, but I think the studios made them do the dog one. Something like that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was just a cult movie of the 80s, and there is no reason. But whatever the production company was decided that it would be better to have the dog ending rather than the alien ending. I think.
Maybe because the alien ending was batshit insane, because like this giant mothership just flies overhead, just out of nowhere. Like no one else
but
sees
it. Does
it,
make sense.
And suddenly it's just...
It does make sense in the context of the beginning of the movie, so, there's that.
Can I ask, what the hell is...
Lots of things make sense in the context of the beginning of that movie.
What serial killer coming back to life? He was dead. And under the ground for like...
Okay, so I got this. I figured this out, because I was wondering the same thing, and I was like, this is a major plot hole, but... So I'm pretty sure, right? The serial killer kills the chick. The guy who's now infested with the brain slug comes out of the woods and infests the serial killer, right? And then, I guess, then the cop shows up, shoots the serial killer, buries him, but he's still alive because he's got the brain things in him, and he comes back to life. I know it doesn't really make sense, but that's the interpretation I got from it.
He shoots him in the chest rather than the head. That's basically the whole thing. He said, "I shot that guy right in the chest."
What was that with him just randomly confessing the kid? He's like just having this heart-to-heart with the kid, and then he just starts... I got revenge.
I killed him. He starts talking about the murder that he committed to this random kid.
And even the kid just like,
yeah.
Dude, I don't think you should be telling me this.
Should you be committing a murder? Should you be? But the weird thing is, though, when the guy turns around, when the serial killer turns around to get shot, isn't he like a skeleton?
Yes.
He's like a mummy sort of thing. Not a mummy, but like a...
So I guess, because that was confusing, so it's like, okay, so that was exactly the same events as what we saw in the black and white beginning, but it's obviously a different time because now the serial killer is still dead. So it's like that was really weird. I had no idea what was going on with that.
The most hilarious thing was that that detective was the same age in the 50s as he was in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they just got the same actor to play the detective.
It's so hard to find plot holes in this movie because it's like it begins with an alien invasion of these pink pigman aliens just shooting each other. It's like, what? How can I possibly critique this?
When a movie starts off like that, you know you're in for a weird ride.
Yeah, a beautiful
how
ride.
fast is that bus going to have killed everyone on it when it just sort of crashed into a taxi on the side of a road?
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
It's just like, it just goes into the bushes and everyone's dead.
And then everyone was instantly infected too.
Now, the dog got
of course.
The dog got into the bus. That's how they got infected.
Yeah, but Yeah, but how does a dog have 40 slugs in it? Oh.
I don't know. Do you know the incubation period of...
Robert's
Oh my God, Robert! Oh my God!
Robert's...
What?
I think
Sorry, your video just went crazy. It was like it's like, you know the scene in Transformers when they're getting invaded by Megatron or whatever, and he's like sending his message of war to the people.
I hope they
That's
got
what that was
caught
like.
on the capture because I didn't see that.
Yeah, it did. Of course it did.
You got it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
It looks really cool.
Yes.
It looks really cliche, like in those 80s, like in any movie where like a bad guy is addressing a whole population. That always annoys me. This is off topic, but that always really annoys me. How like whenever like there's like this ultimate bad guy, right? And he's like, I've hacked into every monitor on Earth, and now I'm transmitting. It's like, if you can hack into every monitor on Earth, at least get some good equipment, because every single time they do that thing where it's like, and it's really fuzzy, and like his voice cuts. It's like, get your shit together, mate.
What about the
Anyway, that's a total.
They speak English.
If you can afford to control the whole screen ecosystem in the world, then you can afford a decent camera and microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And broadcast and uplink.
Especially when it's like aliens too.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you got spaceships. You telling me you built a spaceship without any good video cameras? Fuck, man.
That's the first thing you put in a spaceship, man.
So that you can make a real alien movie, man.
What if this movie was supposed to start off as an alien movie, and then they just the script writers like, nah, fuck, let's do zombies instead. But they had all this extra footage from the beginning, which is clearly a different movie at the start. And
Dude, it's so many movies.
And they filmed the scene at the beginning last, like the 50s one, because they needed somehow to tie the bit they recorded with the rest of the movie. What is that? Like it. This will do.
Good God. Anyway, if I wanted to sum up my thoughts, I would say I definitely recommend watching this.
Oh yeah.
If you like cheesy movies, if you like cheesy popcorn, fun, dumb 80s movies, I can't think of a better one than this one. It's so fun. Yeah.
There are better movies.
We're all in agreement.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement.
I mean, there are better movies, but they don't have Detective Cameron in them. So let's just leave it at that.
This is like Citizen. It's basically the Citizen Kane of 80s cheesy zombie movies. It's up there with the big ones.
Perfect.
It's just good.
It's beautiful.
Do you know how much the budget was?
Well, I guess if we finish that off, it's time for us to say goodbye. And I say the next film we're going to watch is Iron Man 3. There we go, that'll do.
Iron Man 3?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen it. Clearly, Robert has seen it. But you'll find out all our thoughts next week.
I already know what I'll think. So, even though I haven't seen it. Okay. See you later, guys.